Hi guys, Currency Games here with another video today. Today we are going to go over the price action on Eurusd and Eurgbp like we usually do. Okay, now yesterday on Eurusd, remember me saying we should watch this area down here. This was the daily order block, which was also the weekly order block, which was also the H12 area. Going out to H4, we can see had a bit of price action down here to support. We also had the daily raid. We took out this low here on the H12. It's a little bit cleaner. Took out the low. We came above that. And we were saying about the highs up here possibly getting targeted. We were looking at this H12 order block here as well as a place of possible resistance, but you can see we just broke above that. And I'll be interested to see if the daily does close above this high or wants to retrace lower by 10 p.m. to have a daily candle close below this low or above this high here, which will be interesting and which will be significant going into tomorrow in regards to what we can expect, whether it's bullish or bearish price action. Okay, now looking at price action today, we do have a daily order block here. Now I'm in two minds about whether I should mark out I'm just going to mark it from here, and I want to say this is the daily order block. Capitals. Okay, got the daily order block there, and we on H4, and that daily order block is almost in the middle of the wick of this candle. One thing to also note, we do have a daily fair value gap here as well. It'll be worth me marking. Let me put that here actually on the top of that wick, because we've got a little gap here. Okay, going down to the H4. Okay, you can see this daily order block. Actually, you know what, I'm just gonna put it back to where it was, because I feel that lines up nice on the date of H4 as well. To be fair, I'm gonna put that there, and that should line up here. You see how that lines up perfectly? The top of that H12 order block is perfectly in line with this H4 breaker block here as well. Okay, we also have a H4 order block here that we should be wary of as well, which is also send price high if it doesn't want to retrace all the way down here. And that H4 order block is also with this H1 block here, so we could see possible bullish prices again from this area down here, which would be quite nice. Going into tomorrow, I would more than likely expect a possible retracement down back into a discount, so it will be interesting if we do make a high up here, possibly, you know, get the standard PA to retrace lower, which would be a raise this high to come down. That'll be clean, so it will be worth us paying attention to see if we do create a fractal high just right here, if that makes sense. Judging the H4 price action will be very important here. Okay, we do want to see, if we are expecting a retracement, we want to see some sort of exhaustion up here before we do plan on going lower, or even a possible raid or close below this high or this high. Okay, but the H4s where I'll be focusing on to see if going into tomorrow London session we have a lot of exhaustion, or whether we are going to continue bullish and reach for higher prices. But all in all, I would like to see a possible retracement lower down to this order block down here. Okay, going into Euro USD, to be fair, it played out partially as I expected, but I did expect a possible retracement here before we attack these lows that we were talking about yesterday. I was talking about the liquidity that we had built up below this low, and the daily, or was it the weekly, sorry, the weekly fair value gap here as well. Okay, now going into the H4, which is where we can see majority of our intraday and weekly levels, to be fair, intra-week levels should I say. You can see how when we tapped down into these daily lows and the weekly fair value gap, we had a big bullish engulfing that took out all these candles here. What that shows me is there's a possible bit of resistance right here at this weekly fair value gap. Okay, going down to the H1, you can also see we did break structure levels here to go bullish. Okay, so it would be worth us just putting a red line here just so we remember that there was an MSB there as well. Okay, now going into tomorrow's PA, As you can see, we are at a significant resistance point on the H4, which is this order block here, which we had expected price to come to before taking out these lows, but it hadn't. But anyway, it is what it is. Okay, so this will be worth looking at. Now, I do not really expect this H4 order block to hold, nor would I take shorts from it, mainly because we are playing off a weekly level. Even though this weekly level is not in a discount, it's still a weekly level that we have to respect, and we are also playing off daily levels as well. So there are a lot of significant levels that we should not be going against right now. It's like a train that's going in one direction. You know, if you drive your car in front of a train, the car's gonna get smashed to pieces. It's exactly the same type of concept. Okay, so going on to the H4, I will be watching the discount level of the H1 range that we have made here, which will be from this high to this low. What you'll notice is within that we have a nice order block resting just here as well, which we could possibly see, and also a low which could possibly get taken out as we come into that H1 order block. Okay, that H1 order block would also be this H4 order block as well. All right, so it will be interesting to see if we do get reversal patterns happen down here on the H4 to possibly take price up to back up again to this order block, or possibly attack these highs going into the week. Okay, providing that if we do come into tomorrow and this order block here is holding, and we do see significant bearish closing price candles, which are strong bullet and bearish candles going into this order block, I will be just holding my horses and not getting into anything too rashly, because right now we're in between two levels on the H4, and this is where you can encounter some sort of high resistance liquidity, because you're bouncing between levels, and it's going to be hard for price to break through a level if you're not confident on the direction of the day. But considering we're playing off a daily level, we're playing off a weekly level, monthly not so much, it will be, and considering how the monthly candle closed last month, it will be very interesting to see if we do get longs from here, which I'm expecting, and it would be nice to see higher prices of Eurusd at the moment. Okay, but that is all for now, guys. Hope you took a lot from that, and we'll probably see you again on Wednesday. But today there was not really any trades, but actually let me go over something I was looking at today, and I think it was on Eurgbp even. Let me go here and show you what I was looking at on Eurgbp. It was nothing significant that I would have taken, but it's just a nice entry drill we could have studied. If you notice again, remember yesterday we were looking at these lows here. Okay, let me just mark that in black so it's quite obvious. We're looking at these lows here alongside the gap that was resting below here. Okay, coming into London, we had a H4 order block here and a H4 order block within this nice H1 range. Okay, let me put these session indicators on as well. So if we flick through price action, I was finding that this level here very interesting, because if we look, we had a H1 range from this low to that high. Okay, in there we also had the H1 order block, which was here, which is also that H4 order block, which is this line here as well. Okay, now as you can see, as we came out there, we did have a rejection candle, but as you guys always know, I like to see my M5 price action come clean and have nice M5 breaks, and as you can see, there was not really an M5 break here. Okay, and when we did get an M5 break, price just continued going lower, so there was no trade for me. I'm not gonna say there literally wasn't, because our entry pattern was not met, if that makes sense. Another reason why I was in that clean is because I was expecting more of a higher retracement into more of a premium price, which would be up here preferably before attacking these lows, but that's not what we got. But it was something I was looking at on the H1 here, and I was looking for like some sort of M5 MSB. If we were to go down to M1, of course you always see entries on M1 to be fair, but on the M5 there was nothing really significant I would have taken. Okay, but that was what I was looking at today mainly. But again, as you see, there was not really a setup for us to get into. But that will be all for today. Again, you'll see me on Wednesday, and yeah, have a good week, guys.